there's all this, like I alluded to that question that Mike Brown got asked, like, well, we always know about fourth quarter Fox. What are we going to see from playoff Fox? I think playoff Fox should, at least in this series, I think playoff Fox should be a little different than typical fourth quarter Fox. And what I mean by that is really, I don't think, unless it's like crunch time, it like down to the final seconds. I'm not just excluding this, like actual, real, legitimate clutch time where it's just going blow for blow. And if he's really feeling it, of course you go into the normal kind of just let Fox do what he needs to do. But I think in general, isolation is doing the Warriors a lot of favors, because if the Warriors, a high movement, high passing team, high assist team, the highest assist totals, assist percentage, the whole deal, can continue doing all that and limit the other team from kind of that sort of ball movement, I just feel like you want to have a more balanced offensive attack. And I just think, especially given the fact that if you're talking about isolation, now we're already talking about how the nature of playoff basketball is different. So you are going to be forced into it. So if you're playing in the half court and you're just giving it to Fox every time, Golden State's got defenders that maybe can't shut down. Again, getting into that whole idea of like shutting down people, like just avoid that, but really disrupt and prevent them from making the impact that they need to make to win a game. I mean, they got Gary Payton II, Dante DiVincenzo, Andrew Wiggins coming back. I mean, like, I feel like if Wiggins is going to have any like rust, I don't really see a ton of that happening on the defensive end. He's their best, most longest perimeter defender. And you talk about those three, those are all tenacious, terrific defenders. And it just seems like it'll be better served to kind of move off of that. And I mean, having Sabonis helps a lot, but I think Fox he'll be able to make impacts in other parts of the game, as I noted. I just don't know that. I don't know if playoff Fox in this series, I guess just to make the point again, I just don't think playoff Fox in the series is going to be akin to the fourth quarter Fox we typically see. You know what I mean?
No, I totally hear what you're saying. Yeah, and like if the isolations have to go down, maybe, I mean, he's a good facilitator. He doesn't really need to facilitate usually because Sabonis is on the floor, or he can just get a bucket himself. It's a little different now. Maybe he can't just go in, isolate, get that bucket. You will see an uptick in Fox's assists in the playoffs, and maybe his scoring down, which would be okay just to balance each other out. But that's what I was kind of saying too. Is like this is why I think Sabonis is really going to take off. His facilitating. I mean, the ball's still going to run through him a lot more than Fox when they're both on the floor. So that's why I think he's going to have such a good series. Or we might see Fox's numbers drop for the reasons you said. And yeah, you definitely don't want to get stuck on isolations if it's not working.
And honestly, it just kind of having already alluded to it. I mean, it's helpful too because you see all the different areas that Fox can impact the game. First of all, I feel like over the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot more 8 or 9, even 10 assist games for Fox, which you didn't see a whole lot of at the beginning of the season. I just think as with anybody, they're just more comfortable in the way things are, and he's maximizing his impact in each area. And I feel like if you can see him score, I don't know, about 20, get like 5 rebounds, 8 or 9 assists, and playing like added defense and able to kind of make that dynamic impact from having to put too much of a individual offensive load on his shoulders. That just seems like A, the way to do it, and B, a really big help to the monument to trying to tackle the monumental task that is beating the Warriors, or beating them 4 times in 7 games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting, and playoffs are all about matchups. And I just feel like in terms of the Fox Sabonis dynamic, that just seems to be how that's going to have to go in order to do what they want to do.
And yeah, and Fox is more than capable than being a facilitator and getting those assists. Like, yeah, we're maybe not used to seeing it as much. Like, yeah, he's usually hanging around 6 or like 6 or 7, right? Maybe even less. But like, yeah, we've seen these games where he's getting 8 and 10. Like, he's had enough double-digit assist game or high single-digit assist games where we know it's definitely in his realm to do it and continue to do it. It's just not his role. usually, or it wasn't during the regular season. It was go get a bucket.
Yeah.
So I'm not
Yeah.
worried in his capacity to hold that role.
No, and I just think also as getting back to that whole like underestimating Fox. That's another thing about Fox is the defense, the facilitating, even the rebounding. I just feel like he's and a lot of that goes to a lot of credit for that goes to Mike Brown and maybe even Luke Locks, and I guess it'd be fair to say Fox's wife. But Fox is far more of a dynamic player in terms of having a versatility of impact in different areas than people realize and people want to give him credit for. I think even in Kings fans, sometimes you'll hear them kind of like denigrate his defense or things like that. I don't know. I feel like Fox gets a lot of flack just because he was part of so many losing seasons as essentially the best player on the team. But I don't know. Something that's just very interesting. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with Fox, what works and what doesn't. As with anything with this series, I'm not really saying anything new there.